Off we go into the trees over yonder. Almost 11 o'clock. A little bit early. 2 minutes. So sue me. There's the green light. Jesus. You're not supposed to double park here, idiot. Hey, Bern. Thanks for dropping in. Hopefully you're having a good evening. We are headed back southbound. Whoops. Bonk. Got the curb. Holidays till January? God, I gotta move to Europe. Lee, thanks for dropping in, buddy. Appreciate it, sir. Around the corner again. And down to this one. 30 days, huh? That works. Jesus, dude. That says right there, plain as day, no right turn on red. No right turn on red. I may have to write a song about that. Hi, Christine. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, away we go. Wind the spring up and launch it towards Bonney West. Get off of this silly collector distributor. It's another lovely gray day in Seattle. There's the beginning or end of I-90, depending on which way you look at it. The other end is in Boston. Yeah, that sounds good. 30 paid off. Bumps, bumps, bumps. Get over the lane here. 3 or 5. Yeah, it definitely is, Kristen. Even on gray days, it's pretty. I, with a few exceptions, when I've moved out of state for various jobs or some other reason, it's never been a great long trade this time. But for the most part, I've lived here most of my life, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for. Yeah, it's even gray enough to keep the lights on them. Giant R on top of the regular brewery. For the same work, we have higher salary. That's very possible. Wow, more cyber trucks all over the place. Like the third one I've seen in the last couple of months. I've paid attention to my trade in other parts of the world, but I really haven't paid attention to generally what's the way there's a dramatic difference. Like, there we go. Now we can start winding up the plane. Set the cruise, and then I can do it. There we go. All right, cruise is set. Yeah, even if I could afford one, they're just too funny looking for me. And I have yet to see one actually carrying it. I'd like to see one carrying a pallet of cement or something. See one carrying a load so the cement can squash down. When they first came out, my son said he wanted one, but when he had an opportunity, he didn't. He didn't buy one. He went with a big power stroke diesel Dodge, which is just as well because he uses it for. He's kind of the face of our company. He's the one that goes out and does job walks and stuff. And I think showing up in a cyber truck, everybody looked at it. Plus, it's big enough and powerful enough to pull anything we've got to pull for the company. So we've had a couple of instances where we've had to rent or big trailer to put three big rooftop units on. And his truck had no problem pulling it. Yeah, I got it. Is that another one or is that the same? I got one coming up behind me with some sort of LEDs across the front of the hood, which won't go over well. They're blue lights. Yeah, that's the same one. Police don't like neon lights on, let alone blue ones. Long time ago, maybe early 2000s, they had somebody came out with, they looked like dice, and they were valve stem caps for your tires. And when they moved around on your tires, they lit up with different colors. And I think I had them about a week before I got pulled over and was told to move them immediately. I just thought they looked cool. So before you go out and get all that glittery crap for your car, you better see if this leak is first. That was probably 2001 or 2000, even 1999, something like that. But I have to admit, it looked cool. We're going to take a little bit of an altered route on the way home. I have to go by the Indian smoke shop and pick up cigarettes. Yeah, that's a funny looking. Any way you look at that thing, it's funny looking. What floors me is that it got out that those things could float. And then all of a sudden there were bunches of videos coming out of Florida of people driving them out into the water. If you know anything about lithium batteries and water don't mix. I kept waiting for one to blow up, but fortunately, I guess it never happened. Would have been great content though. On the 405 for a bit, and then we can get over and go down 167, and then we'll cut across 18 for a little bit, and we'll run down Auburn Way, and we'll cut up through Berkeley Canyon. That's always a pretty ride. Yeah, it's from some videos that I've seen, it's like, oh great, I was trying to get around that truck. I guess it's like that in the UK also. They get a safety inspection every year or every 2 years. And if that isn't taken care of or the car's uninsured, they'll tow your car and impound it. And all that stuff's kept on computers, and they also have automated license plate readers over there. And that reads every car that goes by, and uh, the computer looks up if the car has its inspections and its insurance, and if it doesn't, it sends a notification to the closest police car to go find it and pull it over. Yeah, but you guys have freeways that go a lot faster, or highways, or well, the autobahn, but whatever they are called over there. So the cars have to be in good shape, or they can't run at those speeds. Yeah, great. Come on, people, get out of the way so I can get over. Will you please? Yeah, go back to California. Get the hell out of my carpool. I weren't supposed to use that anyway, jackpot. Hey, Larry. Yep, it's time to go home. Got to make a few stops, but it's time to go home. A private tank, that might be fun. As long as I can still use the cannon. And I can take care of stupid drivers myself. Oftentimes I thought it would be fun to fiberglass a cannon to the front of the truck. Except they get pulled over all the time because they think it was real. Got to find some carrots for the deer meat. That sounds good. Whitetail, those are bigger than what we got out here. We just got little ones, and we step up to elks. The elks are good size though. And you don't want to hit one of those. Take the legs out one of those and they'll land in the driver's. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about everywhere else, but around here, the deer all get together the day before hunting season to talk about it, and they all head into town. It's got to be because that's where they all go. It's so funny. Rarely do you see deer outside of hunting season. Hunting season, they're so close to town, it's ridiculous. Dude, Jesus Christ, dude. That's a quick way to get run over in something that small. And you weren't even legal. Not to mention you went over the double wide line, jackknob. Out here, everybody gets a deer tag if you get one, unless you're hunting with multiple devices. So you can get a bow tag, and you can get a long rifle tag, and I think there's also a shotgun. Yeah, the double lines say you're not supposed to cross them. Now you can see the spotted line or the dotted line. That's where you can get in and out of the carpool lane. Once it goes to the double lines, you're not supposed to go across them. I've driven in Southern California, and they actually have Jersey barriers going down, so you can't cross them. You can only get in and out of certain places. Otherwise, there's a cement wall on both sides. Yep, going home now. Hi, Gary. You ever remember last night what you wanted to ask me about? Those problems always come to me at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then if I write it down, then it's gone again for a while. Wake up out of a sound sleep and go, that's what I was going to ask. Hey, yeah, that works. Hey, Eddie. Well, the doctor update is we're still doing very well. We do not have the approval to do another round of stem cells yet, but they're expecting it to come through this week. The hole is indeed smaller, so oh, that's good. somebody screwed up. I shouldn't have been in here with just one person, dude. That's because you don't get hourly. You get paid by the. You've got gig pay, don't you? Paid by the job. Travel time, God, travel time's a killer when you do gig work. Back in the '80s, when I did install, we were doing gig work. But with two of us, we could do when we were doing tract houses. It was basically one of four house designs any given time. And we had 400 houses to do. Uh, and me and one other guy, we could do two houses in a day. So we were splitting 2 grand a day. But it was a killer when we got sent out to do something way out of town. Whoops, I got to get over here. Almost forgot. That would have sucked. That I had to go all the way back out into Puyallup later today if I hadn't remembered that. Yeah, but sometimes you just need that sleep. Oh yeah, I've got a few, at least a few more weeks. Um, we're it's definitely smaller again today, but we weren't able to put stem cells on it today. So I got to go till next week to see if it's approved. Uh, and if not, we'll see where we are. Um, if they turn it down, they could be delayed because of the holidays and crap getting it approved. But if I flat get turned down, then I'm going to call the insurance company and say, "What the hell?" We looked at. I take pictures every week of how it looks because obviously I can't see it real well. So the nurse takes a picture of it. That's what we're thinking. At the rate it's going, I could be done by the end of the year. Um, and we looked at the pictures 10 weeks ago, the week just before we started stem cells, and from then until now, the improvement is just phenomenal. Um, and I have all those pictures. So if they don't approve it, I will call insurance and say, "Look, I have documentation that proves that this is helping." And I believe we'll be done with it one more round, and so does the doctor. Yeah, it would be a great way to start the new year. I've been working on this since May 31st, 2023. And although I admit that I enjoy working from home, it would be nice to be able to be back out in the field again and doing stuff. Yeah, yeah, we're 2.5 years now. It's just crazy. Be nice to be able to do things again. For the most part, I'm pretty much homeward bound until this is healed. I mean, just going to a movie is a pain in the butt. Oh, I'm not ignoring you. I'm paying attention to the chat. I always pay attention to the chat. It's right in front of me. I can't help but not pay attention to it. Uh, okay. Sibby just texted me and told me that there's a gift on the porch for me. So either one of the dogs pooped on the porch or he had something delivered. Hi, Des. But yeah, it would be nice to be done with it. I mean, like I was saying, just going to the movie theater is a pain in the butt. I gotta load up an e-scooter into Sibby's car, and and she she's has problems with motion sickness, so it's easier for her to drive. If she's driving, she doesn't get sick. If she's not driving, she does. So she drives, but then we get there, and I got to unload the knee scooter and set it up, and knee scooter into the theater, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So just doing that. I mean, going out to dinner is a pain in the butt. Jerry witnessed that. I have to have the knee scooter right by the table. So I don't get to go out much. It's like our company Christmas party is the 12th, uh, and it's going to be at a bar. Admittedly, I've got handicap placards, but all right, I got to stop up at the smoke shop here and get a cigarette. So when I get up here to the window, I will meet you guys. This is the wonderful Muckleshoot Casino. Silly blinking lights again. Ooh, I can get a cold Coke here too. I don't know where this guy thinks he's going. What the hell? This isn't a walk-up window, dude. Go walk in the store. Well, this isn't really the casino. This is just the backside of the smoke shop. And then as we come around the corner, you'll see the bingo hall. And then as we head back out to the street, you'll get to see everything else. The casino and the hotel and all the other fancy crap they have here now. It started out as a little two-room building with a casino in it, half a casino in it. We used to have an awesome buffet here, uh, but they disassembled that. I don't know what they put in its place. Once again, we can't go anywhere. Which sucks. Okay, guys, hang on for a minute. All right, we're back. Okay, yes, there's the bingo hall right there. Get my wallet put away and dump out the rest of the Coke from this morning. There we go. All right, off we go into the trees over yonder. Yeah, that's the casino right there with a giant TV on the side of the hotel. Hey, Demoose, thanks for dropping by. Thank you, Des. All right, you have a good week too, buddy. All right, we're gonna go up through Kersley Canyon. That's a pretty drive anyway, and around Lake Taps, and then back up to Safeway. Whoops, rumble, rumble, rumble. Go part of the way that Sibby goes. Oh, hey, Mac. Thanks, buddy. Awesome. Thank you, sir. That's awesome. Mac always with barbs. Are we back? Okay, cool. Sorry, suddenly it said reconnecting, and then so I waited a minute to see if you were going to respond. You didn't, and I knew you would if you could, so I figured I had to reset it. So we're headed up through Kersey Canyon, and we'll go see if they've started dropping Lake Taps yet. Hi, Mama Hopia. All right, Lee. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Have a great week. And now you're starting to see most of the trees gone up here, or most of the, yeah, the trees are all gone. They hide when they don't have leaves. Most of the leaves are gone. Yeah, Lake Apps is a reservoir lake, and so every winter they drain it down a ways, and about every 10 years they drain it down to almost empty. The advantage to that is that people can work on their docks in the wintertime without having to bring in a diver to do it. And there's a couple of points further up here that will let us see the lake, and then I'll be able to see it where we are. But yeah, back here you can see most of the leaves are gone. And still lots of it is green. So it's still pretty. That cool Coke tastes good. All right. Oh, the funny news from this morning is Sibby forgot to put Cindy in her crate and got all the way to Bonney Lake and had to go back home. So because she was late, she was going to blame it on me. Said she had to drop me off in Seattle first. It probably wouldn't have been a big problem, uh, other than the fact that Leroy, the 35-pound cat, and Cindy are best buddies. But lately, the dogs wear sweaters in the wintertime, and lately Leroy has taken to holding Cindy down and take her sweater off, which he's very capable of, and he could actually hurt her if he wanted to. Uh, and I could see her getting in panic mode and fighting him and causing a problem. I just yesterday I had to put it back on her 4 times. Every time we're in the house and she's out of sight, I gotta see what she's doing to see if Leroy's got her pinned down, taking her sweater off. Um, the only time she's really allowed to be loose is if I'm just running up to the post office box, uh, something within just a couple of minutes of home, then she can stay loose. But otherwise, she's got to be in her crate just for safety. Boy, the lake's not down very much at all. Maybe they're not going to drop it this year. Lake Tapps is part of the reservoir system for the city of Tacoma. Yeah, it's down a ways, but not much. and we're getting little raindrops. So let's turn some wipers on for a minute here and try and clear some of this stuff. And for those of you who have seen Leroy, you know how big he is. And he outweighs Cindy by at least 20 pounds. So if he wanted to do damage, he certainly could. All right, now we're coming up towards Snag Island, and I can actually see how low it is. Yeah, it's a couple feet down, maybe 3 feet. Let's throw a little soap up there and clean it off while we're doing it. Yeah, I know. My wiper delay doesn't work. Well, it does, but it does dumb things. See, I'll show you. See, now they're stuck over there until the delay comes back. They don't do a whole rotation, which is fine, other than the fact that it's irritating. Hey, NDR, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, back here, most of the leaves are gone. But when we were up in Seattle, there were still quite a few leaves on the street, which is a little odd. But I'm doing okay. Foot's doing good. Another good doctor's appointment under my belt. I'm waiting to see if they're going to renew the stem cell procedures. Hopefully by next weekend we'll know, or by next week we'll know for sure. See if I have to fight for it, if they're going to just do it. I mean, the progress has been amazing over the last 10 weeks. So now you know why I don't use the wiper delay. It gets irritating. All right, now we're actually on 214. Really, kind of that whole road back there was 214, but it doesn't actually become 214 until right now when it goes straight. Now we're actually heading south in a straight line, so now's when they call it 214. Yes, that area, she normally turns left off of this road about 2 miles back and heads on a more direct route to Buckley. I'm going into Bonney Lake to hit Safeway, so if I stay on this road, I can pop out Bonney Lake right at Safeway. Um, and not this stoplight, but the next one is the old Sumner Buckley Highway, and when she takes her left, she ends up. Okay, are we back? Okay, are we back? There we go. Now we should be back. Thank you. All right, Home Depot's on the right now, and yeah, I'm gonna run through this yellow light because I can. And here's Bonney Lake. On the right is the closed Rite Aid, and Safeway is right across the street over there. So we know that when we get into the Safeway parking lot and I pull up in the handicap spot, oh, look at that. There's my lights flashing again, but they're not really. Um, when I pull into the handicap spot, I am going to lose signal. So we are at the end of our ride today. Thank you for riding old beat up red truck roadways. Anyway, thanks guys for being here. I will see you all somewhere else on YouTube. I'm sure some of you will be in Simon's Live tonight, assuming Simon's Live tonight, because he usually is on Tuesday night. But otherwise, I'll see y'all out on YouTube somewhere. So have a great day, and if I don't see you again, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll do it all again next Tuesday. Love y'all. Bye.